Reds, welcome back to your beloved channel. Liverpool have done it again. Another big move. Another young talent. Another transfer that has the football world talking. And this time, the reaction has been loud, controversial, and impossible to ignore. Jeremy Jacquet is officially set to become Liverpool's first signing of the summer. The deal was wrapped up right on deadline day, and it follows a clear pattern we've seen from the club over the last year, investing heavily in young, high-potential stars. We've already watched Liverpool bring in exciting names like Giovanni Leone, Hugo Ekitike, and Florian Wirtz for major fees. Now, the Reds have added another name to that growing list, 20-year-old French center-back Jeremy Jacquet from Rennes. Jacquet had options. Chelsea were strongly interested. Other European clubs were monitoring his situation. But the young defender chose Anfield. He chose Liverpool. And later this year, he will officially link up with the Premier League champions. For now, Jacquet will remain in France for the rest of the season. He could even feature for Rennes against Marseille midweek or play again this weekend. That decision alone has already sparked debate. Liverpool legend Jamie Carragher questioned the logic behind paying such a huge fee for a player who won't arrive immediately. Some fans agree. Others believe this is simply smart long-term planning. But the strongest reaction so far has come from a World Cup winner. Former France striker and 1998 World Cup champion Christophe Dugarry did not hold back when discussing the transfer. Speaking on French radio, he mocked Liverpool for the size of the fee and labeled the Reds suckers for agreeing to pay around €72 million. Dugarry made it clear he has nothing against Jacquet as a player. In fact, he praised him and wished him well. But he believes the price is wildly inflated and says Rennes did an amazing job convincing Liverpool to pay such a huge amount. In simple terms, Dugarry's message was this: Rennes found a club willing to overpay, and Liverpool were that club. Strong words. Very strong words. So let's talk about the numbers. The deal is believed to be worth £55 million plus £5 million in add-ons, making it around £60 million in total. That is a massive fee for a 20-year-old defender who is still developing and has limited top-level experience. Naturally, fans are asking an important question. Is Jeremy Jacquet really worth that much? The truth is, only time will tell. Liverpool clearly sees Jacquet as a long-term investment. They believe he has elite physical qualities, strong defensive awareness, and the potential to become a top center-back in the future. At 20 years old, he has plenty of time to grow. But expectations will be high. When you arrive with a £60 million price tag, people expect results. They expect performances. They expect progression. Another interesting part of this story is where Jacquet fits into the squad. If Virgil van Dijk and Ibrahima Konate both remain at Liverpool next season, Jacquet will likely start as a third-choice center-back. That means he may not play every week. He may need patience. He may need time to adapt to English football. And that raises another question. Why spend so much money on a player who might not even be a regular starter straight away? This is where Liverpool's bigger plan becomes clear. The club is building for the future. Van Dijk is not getting younger. Konate has had injury issues. Joel Matip has already left. Liverpool are preparing for the next generation of defenders before a crisis happens. They don't want to wait until they are desperate. They want to act early. Now let's talk about finances. Many fans worry that spending so much money now could limit Liverpool in future windows. But according to finance expert Adam Williams, there is no need to panic. He explained that Liverpool still have plenty of room under Premier League profit and sustainability rules. When you include allowable investments like the academy, women's team, infrastructure, and community projects, Liverpool are in a very healthy position. Even under UEFA's squad cost ratio rules, Liverpool are not expected to face major problems. In simple terms, Liverpool can still spend more. Even if they fail to qualify for the Champions League next season, their strong commercial revenue, smart wage structure, and relatively cautious spending in previous seasons mean they could still go big again in the summer. That is huge. It tells us something important. The Jacquet deal is not a sign that Liverpool are done. It may only be the beginning. So while Christophe Dugarry calls Liverpool suckers, the club clearly believes they are being smart. They are betting on potential. They are betting on development. They are betting that Jeremy Jacquet will one day be worth far more than £60 million. And if that happens, this transfer will look like a masterstroke. But if Jacquet struggles, if he fails to adapt, or if he never becomes a top defender, then the criticism will only grow louder. That is the risk with modern football. Big money, big pressure, big expectations. One thing is certain though, Liverpool are not standing still. They are planning ahead. They are building for the future. And they are not afraid to spend to do it. So Reds, what do you think? Is Jeremy Jacquet a future world-class defender? Or is this another example of football's crazy transfer market? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Don't forget to like and subscribe so that you won't miss anything. Hello again, Reds. Welcome back. Liverpool are once again showing why they are one of the smartest clubs in Europe when it comes to long-term planning. While many teams wait, hesitate, or react too late, the Reds are moving early, both in the transfer market and behind the scenes with key players already at the club. And right now, two major stories perfectly show that strategy in action. First, let's talk about the future of Liverpool's defense. The club have agreed a huge deal to sign 20-year-old French center-back Jeremy Jacquet from Rennes. This is not just another signing, it's a statement. Liverpool are prepared to pay a club record package of around 72 million euros to secure one of the most highly rated young defenders in France. Jacquet, a France under-21 international and Rennes Academy graduate, is already in Merseyside to complete his medical. What makes this move even smarter is the plan. Jacquet will stay at Rennes on loan until the end of the season. That means he keeps playing regularly in League One, continues his development in a demanding league, and arrives at Anfield in the summer ready, not rushed. It's classic Liverpool. Buy elite talent early, avoid a bidding war, and think 2 or 3 years ahead, not just the next transfer window. Under Arne Slot, this approach has become even clearer. Liverpool are targeting players who are young, tactically flexible, mentally strong, and comfortable with pressure. Jacquet fits that profile perfectly. He's already trusted as a starter at a club that demands maturity from its defenders, and Liverpool clearly see him as a future cornerstone at the back. But while Liverpool are building for tomorrow, they are also locking down the present, and that brings us to Dominik Szoboszlai. This season, Szoboszlai has taken his game to another level. He hasn't just been good, he's been one of Liverpool's best players. His energy, leadership, technical quality, and mentality have made him central to how Liverpool play under Slot. And according to journalist Lewis Steele, Szoboszlai wants his importance reflected in a new contract. I think he wants a new deal, and I think he will get a new deal, Steele said, and it's hard to argue with that. Szoboszlai himself has confirmed that talks are happening, even if he's playing it cool in public. New deal talks from now on, it's not in my hands, he said recently. But Steele believes those words were not accidental. Reading between the lines, it sounded like a message to the club. I've been your best player this season. Make sure you pay me like one. And when you look at the bigger picture, that message makes sense. Liverpool are entering a period of transition. Huge figures like Mohamed Salah, Andy Robertson, and Alisson Becker are all moving closer to the later stages of their Liverpool careers. Virgil van Dijk, the current captain, is also not going to be here forever. That creates space, not just in the team, but in leadership. Szoboszlai has already started stepping into that space. Steele revealed that when he spoke to Szoboszlai about leadership, the midfielder didn't shy away from it at all. In fact, he embraced it. There's a growing belief that Szoboszlai sees himself not just as a star player, but as a future leader, possibly even a future captain. Steele went as far as to suggest that Szoboszlai may already be making a quiet case for the armband once Van Dijk eventually moves on. With vice-captain Andy Robertson and senior leaders like Salah and Alisson facing uncertain futures, Szoboszlai's influence is only going one way, up. Right now, Szoboszlai's contract runs until 2028, so there's no immediate danger. But Liverpool know the risks of waiting too long. Steele warned the club not to repeat past mistakes, pointing to situations like Trent Alexander-Arnold being allowed to run his deal down. Liverpool may not rush, but the smart move would be to act early, just like they did with Jacquet. All signs suggest they will. Szoboszlai is consistent, ambitious, respected in the dressing room, and still only 25. He represents the present and the future of Liverpool's midfield, and possibly its leadership group. When you combine that with Liverpool's aggressive but intelligent recruitment strategy, The message is clear. This rebuild is already well underway. Liverpool aren't standing still. They're planning, protecting, and preparing, and the next chapter at Anfield is being written right now. Don't forget to like and subscribe so that you won't miss anything. Hello, Reds. Welcome back. Liverpool are right in the middle of a tense and dramatic transfer window. And if you thought things were quiet at Anfield, think again. Behind the scenes, serious work is going on as the club tries to fix a growing defensive crisis before the deadline slams shut. Injuries, limited options, and fierce competition from Premier League rivals have turned this into a high-pressure situation for Arne Slot and sporting director Richard Hughes. Let's start with the big picture. Liverpool's need for defenders is no secret anymore. The Reds are short at the back, especially in central defense, and that problem has been made worse by injuries and inconsistent availability. Right now, Liverpool only have a small number of senior center backs they can fully rely on, which is far from ideal for a club chasing success on multiple fronts. Because of this, Liverpool have been scanning the market for weeks, looking for players who can strengthen the defense either immediately or in the near future. One of the most advanced plans involves young French defender Jeremy Jacquet. The Reds are confident that Jacquet will join in the summer, with a big money deal believed to be close to completion. Liverpool see him as a long-term solution, a player who can grow into a key role at Anfield. However, waiting until summer does not solve the urgent problem Liverpool face right now. That is why the club explored a late move for Lutgerald Geertruida. The versatile Dutch defender can play at right back, center back, and even in midfield, making him a perfect fit for a squad dealing with injuries. Unfortunately, talks collapsed on Sunday night, and that potential transfer is now off the table. Other names have also been linked with Liverpool in recent days. Inter Milan's Denzel Dumfries has been mentioned as a possible option, while Roland Salai has appeared in rumors as well. But as the clock keeps ticking, none of these links have turned into concrete deals. One player who has consistently been mentioned in connection with Liverpool is Club Brugge center-back Joel Ordóñez. The young defender is highly rated across Europe and is seen as one of the most promising defensive talents in Belgium. Liverpool have been tracking him for some time and consider him to be a strong candidate to reinforce their backline. But just when it looked like Liverpool might have a clear path, a major twist arrived. Reports from Belgium reveal that Crystal Palace have made a huge move for Ordóñez, submitting what has been described as a monstrous bid of around €40 million. Club Brugge rejected the offer, but the message is clear. Palace are serious and are ready to spend big to secure the defender before the deadline. That €40 million bid would have been a club record sale for Brugge, which shows just how highly Ordóñez is valued. Even though the offer was turned down, Palace are expected to come back with an improved proposal. If that happens, Liverpool could find themselves priced out of the deal. This creates a difficult situation for the Reds. On one hand, Ordóñez would be an excellent addition. He is young, strong, composed on the ball, and capable of stepping into the first team quickly. With Liverpool currently limited to only a couple of senior center backs, a player like Ordóñez could make an instant impact. On the other hand, Liverpool already have a massive financial commitment lined up for Jacquet in the summer. Spending another huge fee right now may not be part of the club's plan, especially so late in the window. From Liverpool's perspective, ensuring that the Jacquet deal is secured appears to be the top priority. The club sees him as a cornerstone of their future defense, and they do not want anything to jeopardize that agreement. Because of this, it feels unlikely that Liverpool will match or exceed Palace's big money offer for Ordóñez at this stage. The Reds may choose to step back and reassess in the summer, especially if Palace fail to agree terms with Brugge. However, football transfers are unpredictable. A late surprise move from Liverpool cannot be completely ruled out. The club knows how risky it is to go through the rest of the season with limited defensive depth, and that reality could force their hand in the final hours. Still, there are major obstacles. Club Brugge are not under pressure to sell, and negotiating a complex deal on deadline day is never easy. Everything would have to move extremely fast for Liverpool to pull this off. So where does that leave us? Liverpool remain interested in Joel Ordóñez, but Crystal Palace are currently pushing hardest. The Reds are focused on long-term planning with Jeremy Jacquet, while also keeping an eye on any last-minute opportunities that may arise. One thing is certain, Liverpool's search for defensive reinforcements is far from over. Whether it happens in the final hours of this window or in the summer, changes are coming at the back. It's going to be a nerve-wracking finish to deadline day, and Reds fans around the world will be watching closely to see if their club can pull off a late surprise or if they will have to hold their nerve and wait for the next window. Don't forget to like and subscribe so that you won't miss anything.